Welcome to Spain. If you've just arrived, well, huge congratulations on this brand new chapter. But let's be real for a second. You're probably already feeling the heavy weight of Spanish bureaucracy. It's legendary, right? Dense and, honestly, kind of frustrating at times. But don't sweat it. Today, we're taking the stress completely out of your very first major hurdle. In this explainer, we're skipping all the complex legal theory and giving you a definitive, totally practical roadmap to your first essential step as a new resident: getting registered at your local town hall.
Okay, let's dive right into this highly actionable agenda. We'll be looking at 1. Understanding Empadronamiento, 2. The document checklist, 3. The step-by-step process, 4. The referencia cadastral trap, and finally, 5. Crucial reminders.
Section 1. Understanding Empadronamiento, the core premise of municipal registration. So, the procedure itself is called Empadronamiento. You're going to hear this word literally all the time. Put simply, it's your official registration in the Padrón Municipal, which is just the municipal registry, basically the official list of everyone residing in a specific town or city. And according to Spanish law, this isn't just an option, it is a mandatory duty for absolutely everyone living in Spain, no matter where you come from. If you live in a town, you've got to be on their list.
Now let's look at a super important distinction because there's a ton of confusion around this. Empadronamiento unlocks your daily essentials. It's the absolute baseline prerequisite you need to get your public healthcare card, enroll your kids in local schools, and it's the main way to prove permanencia, your continuous presence in the country if you ever apply for residency through social routes, also known as arraigo. But, and this is crucial, registering on the Padrón does not legalize your stay in the country. It is not an immigration document, and it doesn't prove legal residence. It strictly just proves you live at a specific address.
And this brilliantly illustrates how Spanish municipalities actually operate. We're looking right at the official state bulletin instructions here. The whole purpose of town halls asking for your documents is exclusively to verify that your data is correct, completely regardless of your legal situation in Spain. Town halls are not the immigration police. They do not care about or control the legality of your residence. So even if you are undocumented or currently in an irregular migration status, you have the absolute right and honestly the duty to register. You absolutely shouldn't fear this process.
Section 2. The document checklist. Everything you need for your appointment.
All right, here is your standard document checklist. Pro tip, always bring originals and copies of your documents. First up, your official ID. This could be your passport, your physical residency card, which is called the TIE, or your NIE certificate. Second, you need undeniable proof of your address. If you're renting a whole place, you must bring the rental contract in your name, plus the most recent rent receipt. Now, if you're only renting a room in a shared flat, listen up. Your contract needs to specifically state the total number of rooms in the property and exactly which room you are renting.
But what if you don't have a rental contract? Maybe you're crashing with family or a friend. Well, the law has a really clear route for this. You just need written authorization from an adult who is already registered at that exact address. You've also got to bring a copy of their ID and proof of their housing rights, like their lease or property deed. Now, taking a slightly different path, the official guidelines explicitly state that folks living in infravivienda, meaning substandard housing like shacks or caravans, or those entirely without a fixed address, can and must still register. This is handled through the local social services, servicios sociales, and they'll actually provide a designated address for you to use.
Moving on to Section 3, the step-by-step process, the chronological execution.
So, the crucial point here is knowing the exact chronological flow. Step 1, you can't just walk in. You've got to book a cita previa, a prior appointment. You can usually knock this out online or by phone, often just by calling 010, depending on your city. Step 2, gather all those documents we just talked about. Step 3, show up to your appointment and submit the hoja padronal. This is simply the official registration form that you'll fill out and sign. And step 4, once the clerk reviews everything, boom, you receive your official document confirming your registration right there on the spot.
Let's see how this builds into what you actually walk away with. You're probably going to hear two different terms at the end of your appointment, a volante or a certificado. A volante is an informative certificate that gets printed out for you immediately. It's perfect for your daily needs, like applying for a health card or a transport pass. A certificado, on the flip side, is an official document with full legal weight, physically signed by the secretary of the town hall. You usually only have to specifically request this one for major legal procedures, like proving residence for immigration courts. For 99% of your early steps, that volante is exactly what you need.
Section 4. The referencia cadastral trap, avoiding a common pitfall.
Okay, so everything sounds simple enough, right? Well, let's look at a scenario we've seen play out constantly in places like Valencia.
Picture this. You waited 3 weeks for your C to previa. You show up prepared with your passport, your rental contract, your rent receipt, but then the clerk looks at your contract, shakes their head, and turns you away. So what hidden bureaucratic trap trips most people up during their appointment?
Now, what's really interesting here is that the culprit is a tiny, tiny detail, the referencia cadastrale trap. The referencia cadastrale is a unique 20-character alphanumeric code assigned to every single piece of real estate in Spain. It's basically the property's official identity number. While your landlord is technically supposed to include this number in your rental contract, they forget to do it all the time. And if your contract lacks this reference, the town hall clerk literally can't verify the exact property in their system. They will freeze your application and demand extra proof.
But hey, you're gonna beat this trap, because now you know. If you check your contract right now and see that the referencia cadastrale is missing, just ask your landlord for one of 3 alternative documents before your appointment. Ask for a recent IBI tax receipt, which is just the local property tax bill. Or you can ask for a notice simple, a basic property registry extract, or simply a catastro certificate. Bringing just one of these backup documents is going to save you from having to book a whole new appointment and waiting weeks all over again.
Section 5. Crucial reminders and disclaimers. Final steps before you go.
As you get ready to tackle this, keep these final helpful points in mind. First, Empadronamiento is literally just step 1. We've actually built an entire library of step-by-step guides for tons of other Spanish procedures on our website. You can grab the link directly in the description below. Second, please remember this explainer is meant as informational guidance to help you navigate the landscape. It definitely does not constitute formal legal advice. And third, while we source everything straight from official laws, local municipal rules can and do occasionally shift. Always verify the latest requirements with the official state bulletin, the BOE, and most importantly, directly with your local Ayuntamiento.
All right, you now have the exact theory-free roadmap to get yourself legally registered in your Spanish town. You know exactly what papers to bring, and you know how to completely sidestep the biggest traps. You know, bureaucracy is honestly only scary when you don't know the rules of the game. So with this roadmap firmly in your hands, when are you booking your cita previa? Get out there, get registered, and enjoy your amazing new life in Spain.
That was a quick overview. On our website you'll find step-by-step guides to many procedures, the padron, the health card, the NIE, the TIE, legalization, and more. The link is in the description. And if you get stuck, message our Telegram bot. We'll walk you through for free, step by step.